Alright folks, buckle up. What if I told you that a relatively unknown Chinese AI company might have just thrown a wrench into the biggest, most ambitious AI project ever conceived in the US? I'm talking about President Trump's $500 billion AI Stargate project. Could it be obsolete before it even gets off the ground? We're diving deep into the claims of DeepSeek and what it really means for the future of AI, US competitiveness, and maybe even your job. This is going to be a wild ride, so stick around. Okay, so what's the buzz? DeepSeek, a Chinese AI company, is claiming they can train powerful AI models using significantly older and cheaper hardware. Think about that for a second. The entire AI industry has been built on the premise that you need the latest, greatest, and most expensive GPUs from NVIDIA to compete. DeepSeek is saying that's not necessarily true. They're basically suggesting you can get similar results without breaking the bank. This is huge if it's validated. And if it's not, well, we'll talk about that too. So, what does this mean for Stargate? President Trump's Stargate project is essentially a massive investment in AI infrastructure aimed at ensuring U.S. dominance in the AI race. We're talking $500 billion. The idea is to build the most powerful AI supercomputers in the world, using cutting-edge tech, mostly from NVIDIA. But if DeepSeek's claims hold water, the entire premise of Stargate comes into question. Why spend that much money on cutting-edge hardware if you can achieve similar results with older, cheaper stuff? It's like building a Formula One race car when a well-tuned stock car can win the race. Makes you think, right? Here's where things get really interesting. DeepSeek's claims could trigger a serious case of investor jitters. Imagine you're an investor who's poured millions into a company like OpenAI or Microsoft, based on the promise that they need these incredibly expensive AI chips. Now, suddenly, this Chinese company comes along claiming they can do the same thing with older tech. Would you still be so confident in your investment? Probably not. This could lead to a significant reevaluation of AI hardware spending across the board. We're talking potentially billions of dollars shifting away from the current hardware giants. Speaking of hardware giants, let's talk about NVIDIA. They've been riding high on the AI boom, with their stock price soaring through the roof. But DeepSeek's claim presents a real threat to their dominance. If companies start scaling back their purchases of NVIDIA's most expensive GPUs, it could put downward pressure on their revenue and stock price. It's like the rug being pulled out from under them. Now, I'm not saying NVIDIA is going to disappear overnight, but this is definitely something they need to be paying attention to. And trust me, they are. The impact doesn't stop with NVIDIA. Think about the cloud computing giants like Microsoft Azure, Amazon AWS, and Google Cloud. A huge chunk of their revenue comes from providing AI-specific cloud services and hardware resources. If AI infrastructure spending slows down, it could lead to a slowdown in the growth of these platforms as well. It's a ripple effect that could impact the entire tech industry. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how AI is developed and deployed. The semiconductor market as a whole could experience a major shakeup. We might see a shift away from high-end, AI-specific chips towards more general-purpose or older generation hardware. This would impact the revenue streams of companies like NVIDIA and AMD. It could also incentivize innovation in more cost-effective AI hardware solutions. Companies might start exploring alternative architectures and designs that are less reliant on expensive, cutting-edge technology. It's a chance for new players to enter the game and challenge the established order. Here's a silver lining. If hardware costs become less critical, we might see a greater emphasis on software optimization and algorithmic efficiency. Instead of just throwing more hardware at the problem, developers might focus on creating smarter, more efficient algorithms that can achieve the same results with less computing power. This could lead to some really interesting breakthroughs in AI and make the technology more accessible to smaller companies and organizations. It's all about working smarter, not harder, or more expensively. Now, let's talk about job displacement. This is a major concern surrounding AI, and for good reason. But DeepSeek's approach could actually mitigate some of those fears. A less capital-intensive AI development model could allow smaller companies to compete effectively, leading to a more distributed and diversified AI ecosystem. This could create more employment opportunities in various sectors, rather than concentrating all the power and jobs in the hands of a few giant companies. It's a more democratized vision of the AI future. This is where things get geopolitical. If DeepSeek's approach proves successful, it could shift the balance of power in the global AI race, potentially giving China an advantage. They have lower labor costs and access to cheaper hardware resources. This could have significant implications for trade relationships and technological dominance. The U.S. needs to be prepared for this shift and adapt its strategy accordingly. It's not just about building the biggest supercomputers. It's about building the smartest AI systems. Lower AI development costs could democratize access to AI technology, allowing smaller businesses and organizations to leverage AI for innovation and problem-solving. This could lead to a wider range of AI applications across various industries and sectors. Imagine a world where AI is not just for the tech giants, but for everyone. This is the potential that DeepSeek's approach unlocks. It levels the playing field and allows more people to participate in the AI revolution. Of course, a more accessible and less centralized AI development environment also raises new ethical concerns. We need to be vigilant about AI bias, privacy, and security. It's crucial to establish appropriate regulatory frameworks and ethical guidelines to ensure responsible AI development and deployment. We can't just blindly embrace AI without considering the potential consequences. We need to make sure that AI is used for good, not for harm. The shift towards a potentially less capital-intensive AI development model could lead to restructuring in various industries as companies adapt to the changing landscape. This could require investments in retraining programs and new educational initiatives to prepare the workforce for the future of work. We need to be proactive in addressing the potential disruptions and ensuring that people have the skills they need to succeed in the AI-powered economy. Let's talk about the risks. The biggest technical risk is whether DeepSeek's claims are actually true. Can they really achieve comparable AI capabilities with older, less expensive hardware? If they can, it could diminish the perceived technological lead of U.S. companies. It could also accelerate the obsolescence of existing AI infrastructure investments. And it could disrupt the market for advanced GPUs, potentially impacting companies like NVIDIA. The most immediate business risk is a potential pullback in AI infrastructure spending by investors. If they believe that DeepSeek's approach makes massive investments unnecessary, they may be less willing to commit to projects like Stargate. This could also intensify competitive pressure in the AI market, forcing U.S. companies to reassess their strategies and pricing models. Let's not forget the geopolitical risks. The fact that DeepSeek is a Chinese company raises concerns about supply chain dependencies and national security. Relying heavily on Chinese AI technology could create vulnerabilities for U.S. companies and the government. It's a complex situation with no easy answers. Finally, there are the ethical risks. We need to be concerned about data privacy and security, especially given China's data privacy laws. We also need to be aware of the potential for bias in AI models. And we need to ensure that AI is used responsibly and ethically, not for malicious purposes. These are all important considerations that we can't afford to ignore. Now, a word of caution. It's also possible that the bear narrative is being overblown. DeepSeek's claims might be exaggerated, or their technology might not be as revolutionary as it appears. We need to be careful not to jump to conclusions and make rash decisions. It's important to conduct thorough research and analysis before drawing any firm conclusions. Hype is dangerous. Remember the dot-com bubble? Don't let history repeat itself. So, what does all this mean for President Trump's Stargate project? It means that the project needs to be reevaluated in light of DeepSeek's claims. The government and private sector partners involved need to consider scaling back the investment or exploring alternative, more cost-effective approaches to AI development. It's time to go back to the drawing board and see if there's a better way to achieve the project's goals. The future of AI is uncertain, but one thing is clear: DeepSeek's claims have the potential to disrupt the entire industry. It's a wake-up call for U.S. companies and policymakers. We need to be prepared for a new era of AI development, one that is less reliant on expensive hardware and more focused on innovation and efficiency. The race is on, and the stakes are higher than ever. So, what do you think? Is DeepSeek a game changer, or just another flash in the pan? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful analysis of the latest tech news. Thanks for watching.